Let's try this one more time, y'all. Welcome to the Rated R Show. I had to do a little technical difficulty starting up. Make sure we start on time. We're being appropriate, doing the right thing. I hope Jasmine comes on back in here. I think I see her. Come on in here, girl. You gotta record on the camera. I have to invite her and make it work. Let's see if we can do this. Come on, Jazz. Where you at?
Hey,
My goodness.
hey, I saw it was saying it was having broadcast was being disrupted. They don't want us to win.
You know, it was funny that my friend tried to FaceTime me, forgetting it's Wednesday, and one, no, I don't like FaceTime. He had nothing to tell me of importance, but just it shows how important my show is to people.
Okay, and you know what? I was this close to putting on denim today, like this close to putting on my denim shirt, and I was like, no, I'm not today. I'm just gonna do black.
You know, I love black, so you know, I'm always liable to wear something in black.
What's up, boo?
What's going on, Jazz?
How you doing today, boo?
I'm good. Welcome to the show, y'all. Real friends, real talk, real informative, and oh so real messy. Hello to the two of you, whoever that. I'm sure we lost a couple of viewers when I had to fix the page. But
y'all
I am
about to asses all back in here. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Dang. Come on in here. Get on. Y'all share this on your page so people can see us. Maybe two more of y'all friends will be able to see us too.
Yeah, we should do like a watch. What's that watch party stuff that they do?
What is that? I've been trying to figure that out too. I'm like, is this like, you know, kind of like a voyeuristic type of thing where you watching people have sex or something?
That's not what it is.
Okay, so
what it is.
What are we doing then?
I think you can watch certain shows with your friends. That's not what it is at
all. But when you want to watch a show where you can watch people having sex on Facebook,
I'm good on that. On that. So, child, Ariel said she was watching a show about dom sub relationships. Well, girl, this is a relationship about a dom sub relationship. Earl said he canceled a date for the night to come up in here. So,
what's up, Earl? More
y'all
like you got canceled on. Well, tell us the truth, Earl. Tell us the truth, Earl. Did somebody cancel on you? You could be honest. We friends up in here.
No judgment. If they canceled on you, Earl, at least you had an alternative. You get to come hang out in here with us.
Right. I've been canceled on a few times.
Yeah, it's all good. Some of the best of us have been canceled on. No, so we have to get into the show. It's no easy way, I think, to do this, Jasmine.
Yeah, I feel like today's gonna be like kind of one of those shows.
Well, it's not. I don't think so, but we do have to acknowledge something that probably can be rather triggering at times.
Yes.
I think it's always sad when we hear about incidents of suicide and people in the LGBT community who don't make it, especially our young brothers and sisters. And so, you know, we've had a rough week. As you know, we posted about Nigel Shelby. 15 years old, bubbling personality. That's how they described him. They said he was very enthusiastic, singing and dancing. He lived in Huntsville, Alabama, and they had a lot of videos of him actually dancing, singing, being happy, always smiling in his pictures, but apparently was very depressed. He came up to his mother about 2 years ago, and he was a freshman in high school. His sexuality made him a target of some severe bullying in the hallways, in the classrooms. They said the abuse led to depression, and Nigel decided it led him to take his own life. And so, you know, a lot of times this show, one of the main reasons why Jasmine and I think, really became friends and had some connection is because we both are passionate about the community. Jasmine and I both battle the identity of being a person of color, a Black person, and being a person in the LGBT community. And it's very difficult. And actually, we're going to touch on that a little bit later with Michael Sam. So, you know, a lot of people have been triggered by a number of things that we said, particularly and I hate to go backwards, but with the Nipsey Hussle comments as to why his LGBT comments or his comments about othering Black gay men were triggering and upsetting to a lot of gay people. I was told by a lot of friends to just overlook it. People say really good things, they say bad things, they do good things, they do bad things, and we shouldn't let his comments about the LGBT community null and void the work that he's done. And we didn't do that. However, you all don't get to mourn these babies tonight. I'm sorry, not sorry. The idea that, and I know it's bold of me to say who gets to mourn, who doesn't, who does what. you know, and that's very honorary of me. But at the end of the day, this is what results in the suicides. It's the subtle homophobia, the lack of protections in school, and the idea that schools have always done a bad job of protecting young LGBT kids across the board. And being an LGBT man of color and being a man who Nigel Shelby is looking in a mirror. We even look alike. You know, so in the sense that we're even functioning and making it happen, and people not being supported, and the trouble that I had, and the issues I had with teachers saying things, students saying things, camp counselors saying things, and luckily nothing. Everybody ever physically, not a lot of people physically touched me or tried to hurt me, but I did get into some fights. And all in all, from kindergarten to the 12th grade, the schools did a shitty job of protecting me.
Yeah,
my parents did the best they could in that system, and luckily I was not as flamboyant as Nigel, and I did not come out as it because I didn't feel comfortable to. But it does not protect LGBT youth of color, period. And I mean, I don't really know where to go with that, but I just want to know that it is very, it's rather painful to read this story and experience it, because I don't need to hear anymore. I know what it's like to have that feeling. Granted, I never thought about taking my own life if it got to that extreme, but I do know what the severe bullying and isolation felt like. I do know when nobody is around you that's able to protect you, when you're other for being different. And then you have the leaders like Nipsey Hussle or the male figures in your life or people around you tell you it's not okay to be gay, calling you a sissy. I mean, all types of things happened to me, even up until college. People who were professors and leaders said negative things about me and my sexuality, about how I existed, how I lived my life, and that I don't deserve access to the same thing. Everybody, especially with Black people, Black Lives Matter. We cut the food, protect Black women.
Except
Black
for when
men
you're gay.
it's open season for Black men. Everybody's getting protected, and I'm talking to the Black community right now. But at the end of the day, Black community, y'all don't never do shit for gay people. Yeah. Y'all ain't thinking about us. And y'all are freaking up, but y'all ain't remotely thinking about us. And this is why we get on this show and we advocate for gay folks every year, because we're trying to advocate for Nigel. We're trying to get you to protect the Nigels that are your nephew, your students in your life, because the Black community ain't fucking with us. And I try not to go there, but it's clear.
I mean, but it's true.
And then you get out.
True.
And I just pray, I weep for Nigel internally, because you get it on both ends. You're getting bullied at school. They beating you up. Then, let's say he did become of age. Some old gay man, statistically, was going to take advantage of him and cause more damage. And then he goes to work, and now you're dealing with racism and internalized and imposter syndrome and all type of crazy shit. The hashtag the Lawrence story. It is amazing. I don't sit on this show and rant like a crazy bitch every week. We get it from all ends, and just nobody seems to be checked in on that at all. And I'm rather fucking sick of it. I'm sick of trying to be an activist and ride for people in the community when y'all blatantly don't do shit for us. There's no reason why this baby had to kill himself. Where the fuck were the teachers? What were y'all saying? What were y'all doing? Yeah. His mother even accepted him. And mental illness and things are real, but these are your kids. These are your sons. These are your peers saying stuff, making slick comments about what you feel. And if anybody watching this show and y'all want to turn it off, then I'm going to say this. If you call yourself an LGBT ally and you feel uncomfortable about having an LGBT child, if your child comes out gay and you don't like it, turn this goddamn show off now. Get off. Fuck you. Don't be on. I don't want you on it. I don't want you to comment. I don't want to hear it. You're not an ally. We don't need it and we don't want it. And it's just that simple. I'm done. I'm done. I've said enough.
Yeah, I think that you just.
And I'm sorry, people we're talking about Nigel Shelby. The young man who took his life today in Alabama. Please Google it and read about it. But go ahead.
I think that you hit on something that we have experienced in like the constant battle that it seems like being Black and also identifying with the community and feeling like you're outsider in your own community, where you constantly feel like people are telling you to put your own life aside because there's a bigger story here. We need everybody to help out, but y'all don't really care about what we have. Like,
y'all just did it with Nipsey Hussle. Last 2 weeks ago, y'all just did. Fuck all us.
Yeah, y'all just literally told us to shut the fuck up and that we should be mourning him too. When it's difficult being a Black person mourning somebody who does not give a fuck about you. And I don't think that y'all understand that sometimes. You know, like, so let me add a little bit of context to this with some statistics.
Go ahead.
Of all the suicide attempts made by the youth, the LGBTQIA youth suicide attempts were more almost 5 times more likely to require medical treatment than those of heterosexual youth. Adding to that, suicide attempts by the LGBT and questioning youth are 4 to 6 times more likely to result in injury, poisoning, overdose that requires treatment from a doctor or nurse compared to their straight peers. In a national study, 40% of transgender adults report having made a suicide attempt. Out of those 40% of transgender people, 92% of those individuals reported having tried to make suicide attempts before the age of 25. LGBTQ youth who come from highly rejected families, y'all, are 8.4 times more likely to attempt suicide as their LGBT peers. So even the transgender people are killing themselves at a higher rate. LGBT people are attempting or killing themselves at a higher rate. And it's y'all don't even understand what y'all are doing when you simply say these stupid ass lines like, "We love you, not what you do."
We hate the sin, or why y'all
but
gotta
love
get
the sin.
married.
Or even when you crack jokes about someone's sexuality, y'all don't understand how hurtful that is. And so what you end up having when you reject these children who are gay, when you say you don't value them or you don't love them, or you send these children to school knowing that they are getting their asses tormented every day at school, and you wonder why you find your child. Well, I started to say something very, like, I don't want to even go there about like how people could kill themselves, but you wonder why these things happen. But y'all say this ignorant shit over and over and over again, y'all 20, 30, 40, 50-year-olds acting like people should just be okay with making you feel comfortable with their sexuality. Why you got to show it? Why you got to be out? Why you got to be proud? A guy once, when this whole Nipsey Hussle thing was going on, this guy who pretended like he was an ally to the LGBTQIA community, I had gotten into it with him because he was saying, I actually fuck with y'all, but every time somebody say something about y'all, y'all always bully people into whatever y'all have going on. It's so me saying that I deserve a space in this world is me bullying because I'm sticking up for myself and saying, no, actually, you cannot talk to me like that. No, actually, you don't get to tell me to take a back seat when I'm talking about I'm Black and I'm bisexual and I'm female and how I deserve a space in this world. You don't.
And the reason why we speak up, and the reason why we speak up so much is because people die when we're silent. Everybody doesn't have the wherewithal to become Lawrence and Jazz and whoever we are in this moment. It doesn't happen for everyone. So we're speaking up so that no more kids have to die and not feel supported. We have to find ways to support each other. Period.
It's no reason for this to still be happening to our children. And if y'all were a little bit more accepting of people, and two, again, I can't stress enough how to mind your own damn business. If you did that, then people would feel like they don't have to kill themselves because y'all don't agree with their lives or because y'all are saying evil, harmful things to people that cause them to want to not be here anymore.
And I think Stacey, as a straight person, because I did say, fuck you, I'm not trying to help the conversation tonight. I'm not trying to offer anything constructive tonight. I'm letting off some steam. This boy is triggering. I'm upset. And I try to be constructive and diplomatic all day when I'm advocating for issues for underserved people, for people who don't have health insurance, health equity. This is my life's work. But today, I'm tired. I'm sick of it. It's nighttime. At the end of the day, I am saying fuck you. If you have an issue, anybody, I ain't talking to you, Stacey, directly, because I know you're not. I know this is not at you. But anybody in here, yes, I am saying that. You got to check your ally shit. If you really don't really mess with us, don't fuck with us. We're cool. We're not here for the fakery today. Sit back and understand it. Period.
And I will add this to it, Stacey. The compassion that you're asking us to have as LGBTQIA people, when we've been sitting in how we feel for years, we understand that other people feel the same way. But nobody feels the strain more than or feels the issues more than a person who actually has to come out. So y'all gonna have to forgive us if we don't really give a damn about how y'all feel about us when we have to sit in this. Y'all don't know, for y'all heterosexual people, y'all don't know what it feels like to actually think, who am I gonna lose by telling somebody that I like girls? Who will I lose? Like, even being a bisexual person, I'm in between the worlds of where some gay people don't fuck with me because I still deal with men, and some straight people don't want to deal with me because they like, make up your mind. You know, and as a gay person, y'all are asking us to do things or not just to appease y'all. So y'all gonna have to forgive us, and y'all gonna have to, again, like when Lauren said, fuck y'all, like, don't be upset about it, but understand where we're coming from. You ask, or you're saying that people have years of having, like, I guess, being taught these things with religion, all these other things. Y'all, we're not going to be held down by your religion and what you've been taught. That's your problem to deal with, or whatever you've been taught in your past. We're saying that this is how we are. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to. We don't understand what the agreement had to be made for y'all to be okay with it. We're just saying, get the fuck out of the way. That's it.
And I think to Stacey's point too, and I really appreciate the commentary and the offering of perspective. I know I may not sound like it before, but I do. She was asking, how do you explain to people that their beliefs are bullshit? I don't know. You know, we try, we deal with it, we make it work, we manage it, but I honestly do not know, and I cannot tell you how to do it. We offer logic, we offer reasoning, there's scientific facts, there's a whole sexuality spectrum, there's this idea about who we are, people have done research about it, there's all these conversations about sex and sexuality that happen that people don't want to be a part of. We're in a place right now where people aren't really messing with facts. They aren't really concerned with facts. They aren't really engaged in facts. So this idea that, you know, we're trying to present a perspective that my life matters and that I'm not an abomination, that I'm not like worthy, that my life is worth something. I'm advocating just for the right to live and to exist. So I honestly can't, you know, what other convincing needs to happen when you have all this fact?
All that needs to be done is y'all just need to stand up and say something. You know, when you are sitting in a room of people who say that there's a gay agenda, fight back. If you really are an ally, fight back, educate yourselves. There's information out there. Surround yourself with people who are who identify as part of the community. Like, maybe go to places where LGBTQIA people are. Go to, and not just clubs for the nightlife and the things that y'all think are fun. Go to town hall meetings. Go to other places where laws and things are impacting Black LGBTQIA folks. Go and get educated, y'all. You know, there are things that you can do, places you can go to get the information, open your minds up. And like I said before, speak out. Y'all are oftentimes in rooms with people who say some of the most ignorant shit, and y'all sit there and say, I don't want to ruffle any feathers today. Ruffle some goddamn feathers. Say
and
something.
I think, to Joseph's point, you know, Joseph said you would think that all we've been through and continue to go through as Black people, we would have empathy for each other, but it seems that some of us aren't looking for equality. People want privilege. It's the same thing in the feminist movement, that people are just looking to be pretty much, if you look at the white male dominant culture that gets to decide what happens, what doesn't happen, who's worthy, who's not worthy, everyone's seeking that. Everyone wants to be able to oppress others. What I'm saying as a Black gay man, we just want to live. I want this child to live. I want this child's creativity to grow. I want him to grow up strong. I want young men to grow up and young women to grow up and not have to deal with the trauma of navigating this world and then having to enter in relationships, having to maintain jobs, having to deal with mental health. And this is across the board, not just for gays. I want people to really check their issues. So I do agree with you that this whole idea is privilege is very important. So yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. And y'all are talking tonight. Like, I love these comments. Did you want to hit up some of the comments? Because your sister just wrote a verse.
I was about to say, read what Mika wrote.
Mika wrote, I don't think it's the sole job mission of LGBTQIA people to educate heterosexuals on their ignorance, just like it's not the sole responsibility of Black people to educate white people about their inherent racism. In this society, we are accessing knowledge. Where accessing knowledge is immediate, to be ignorant is a choice. People are very comfortable in doing that. And I do agree with that. That we have studies and things out there that, you know, we presented this information. You know what's going on. You've had gay uncles. You've had thematic issues about it. And, you know, I think Stacey talks about, you know, that she has a student won't die on her watch. Thank you, Stacey. We appreciate that.
And we need more people like you, Stacey.
More teachers
like you. Like, if y'all these children are in school as much as they probably are at home. Well, a little bit in that way. Y'all see what's happening to these kids. And for Stacey, for you to be a person that actually stands up for a child who may be getting bullied, to let other children know this will not be tolerated here. And this is a safe space for you to be yourself and to tell these bullies that's not going to happen. And also to tell these bullies, this is why you can't do this child this way.
And even Janae just said she had a huge argument with her parents over gay marriage in Michigan. And it's not enough to talk to people who are strangers. Talk to your own family members. It's right. It's not hard for people to talk about that.
Y'all get into it with your family members.
And I mean, you think about even black men, as a black gay man, we could do a whole show about going into a barbershop and how traumatic that is. And how, you know, and for me and Jasmine, no, I spend too much money on my hair to ever feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm talking about, I'm Viola Davis walking out in the nastiest way. If I'm threatened to feel uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form, I am not dealing with you. But I've had some good conversations about sex and sexuality there. I think, you know, it's an uphill battle, but tonight I hate to honor Nigel Shelby in this way with profanity and aggression, but I just want him to know that he was loved, and I just hope that he rests in peace. And I pray that anybody in that position finds this video. I'm putting it out into the universe in some way, some capacity. If you have a gay nephew, if you have a gay niece, a little brother, little sister, student in your class, just make them feel special. Tell them it's gonna be okay. You know, just be the example that if they do get to a low moment, they remember your face, your kind words that you say, and let's try to help each other, because we need our youth, we need our babies, we need that perspective, and we don't need people to be cutting off, dying, and even living, and I mean even living and functioning with hurt and pain and self-destructive behaviors and the drinking and the drugs, and I mean it's a downward spiral, and you know, gay men ain't having a good time. You know, we can really try to have that conversation. So, you know,
and I think this is one of the reasons why that y'all all are all familiar with the It Gets Better campaign too. And one of the statistics that is out there is that as LGBTQIA people grow up and evolve, and we become more confident with who we are, kind of like how Lawrence and I are here today. We both have stories of how we came out and how it was difficult and all. You know, it was interesting, difficult. Everybody has a different story, but I think we want to stress enough that you do get through it. And that's what I think that could resonate with anybody, because all people feel insecure or have issues in their youth. And then you grow up and you realize that was just a small time. But still, we want to just make sure that you all are doing what you can. Maybe if you are a person who is LGBTQIA, maybe reach out to the younger family members, like partner up with them, let them know that they're loved. Right.
Just talk to them. And also, don't come at them like, oh, you gay. Talk to them like a normal human being.
Definitely not like anything. That. Right.
Create a space. Ask them what they into. Ask them about what you watching on TV, what you like on Netflix, what games do you play, what music are you listening to? I mean, you know, really connect with them on that level, because being gay is not the most dominant part of their lives. If you make them feel normal and feel human, it's not an issue.
And show them how you are functioning now as a gay adult, so that they can see that there can be a life that you can have that will be a functioning, productive life as a grown-up LGBTQIA person.
And I'm giving a shout out.
Trying to figure it out.
I'm giving a shout out to Stacy and Keith too, the teachers in the room. We love them. Thank y'all for talking about the bullying and a good shout out for that. Joseph, you are really on it tonight. A lot of the activism is spearheaded by Black queer people for the Black community. We as Black LGBT people contribute so much to the Black community, whether or not they want to recognize it. You look at even the Black church alone.
Listen,
y'all choirs wouldn't be shit without gay people.
We got into that a few times. Lawrence, I think last week or the week before, was talking about how a lot of gay men and women help raise your children. Like, you know what? Actually, I had a girl that I used to work with long time ago. I'll tell this story really quickly. But she was involved with the child rearing and raising of one of her friend's children until this young lady got a new man, got married. And then they actually sat her down and told her, well, he's getting older and we don't really agree with that gay shit, so we can't have you around him anymore. Now, she had been in his life for from maybe like when he was a toddler to about like 7 or 8 years old.
That happened to. Yeah,
like that is insane to me. You know, very much a part of his life, and then now it's not. That gay shit is not okay.
Well, it's one girl I know. She was talking about this girl they grew up with. She was talking about her sister. Her sister had got married to this really religious guy. They both were very religious, and they knew this other girl who they all kind of grew up together. They were, she, just played along, whatever. And so when she got older and got married, the girl, as they got older, the girl, the friend, she was a lesbian. And they literally took her gifts for the baby. She put together the crib, but openly would not come to her wedding because we don't agree with that lifestyle. We can't support you. So
wow, yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Saved, sanctified, and Holy Ghost filled.
And I think, I do appreciate these comments that even with Reese talking about the barbershops, and that Jamaica kind of mentioned it's a sheer tragedy that a child felt isolated, depressed, and unwanted, that he had to take his own life. That should never happen. Children should always, 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 always feel loved, cared for, protected, and wanted. That's the purpose, and I agree. And so when you see that, definitely, you know, lean into that. So we definitely want to honor him. Nigel, we will always think of you and carry you in our hearts. You know, we're thank you for the little light that you brought. I thought the videos were cute. I thought you really had a good energy about you. And I just pray that more people take more accountable of their mental health. I pray that this inspired some parents to hug their kids a little bit tighter. I pray that it inspires some of our teachers to be better advocates for kids. I pray that it inspires people to realize their cousins and younger people and younger siblings need care and love and support. So I pray that your death is not in vain. And I think we can end it with that. But I do want to switch though before I get into
wait, right before that, Reese.
Go ahead.
Reese, maybe you can mentor in another way since you don't want to deal with the younger children.
Yes,
we can figure out another way where you can add some value to the youth instead of mentoring them.
And it does kind of kick into this. So I talked to you about Michael Sam. Michael Sam says the LGBT community used him as a poster board, then abandoned him. And I saw a lot of fun comments about gay men about this. Michael Sam, you know, was like the first one of the first openly gay football players. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And he caused a firestorm of outcry and publicity when he was drafted by the Rams in 2014. And his camera showed him kissing his then fiance in celebration. After playing for the Rams, he got fired. He was picked up by the Cowboys, but released without playing for the organization. Michael Sam says he then begins using drugs and lost control of his life. He found himself in a one-bedroom apartment in Dallas by the fall of 2016. He reached out to the LGBT community who had championed for him before, as well as other sports organizations and business. Despite the previous support they had shown me, no one would give me a job. Where was the support I got for coming out? Sam said, I felt like I was used for everyone. He was partying and got hooked on cocaine. He felt lost and worthless. Since then, Sam said he stopped abusing hard drugs and he went to a retreat in Peru. He's trying to heal his broken relationships with his family. Now, the gay people went in. And, you know, let me stop. Because, you know, me and Janae don't agree on a lot of things. But I told me and my friend, I hope Nate is still in here. I was like, Nate, I don't think he couldn't play. I was like, I am not proud of Michael Sam. Like, if he was like, wasn't great. Russell Westbrook, Marshawn Lynch, you know, Richard Sherman, them, then I'd be proud. But you want me just kissing this boy, and you was whack. You were not good.
He was not what was he, defensive tackle or something, whatever he tried to go out for? I don't know what he was, but he wasn't great. He was not great.
Oh, Shelly gave your hat a shout out too, Jazz. That she loved your hat. We can't, you're right, we can't ignore the hat. We love it a little.
Oh my God!
What?
We didn't do our sponsorship.
I know, it's coming.
We have more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I stopped it because I didn't want to go into you know, with Nigel and then go into our sponsor. We you know we're not gonna forget them. They coming. Go ahead.
We'll do that a little bit later on. Can we get into Michael really quickly, because I found his story because I was like, oh yeah, I did remember him from a while ago, but I was like, I don't remember him doing that well.
He was not a good football player. I said it. Right. He was not good.
So they were saying that he was a low draft pick. He was strong, but he wasn't necessarily like a standout. And ESPN, of course, ESPN tried like some gay fear mongering kind of thing where they brought up like how would he behave in the showers with the guys because he's gay, so automatically he's looking for dick in the shower. I think though that they were trying to be funny drafting him to the Rams and then to the Brokeback Mountain Cowboys. I just really thought they were just trying to be funny on that one, trying to, you know, make a little.
And let me stop you.
Funny
I'm glad that Ben is in here. Ben, answer this question. Ben, was he a good football player? Yes or no? Like, Ben, and give us a little bit of context to help us out, because we don't think he was that great. So, Ben, can you just kind of clear that up for us? I'm gonna let Ben is the resident expert tonight. If anybody
while Ben is going into that, let me just go into some information that I dug up. Okay, please. So, in an interview in 2015 that he did with MMQB, that is part of Sports Illustrated, he sat down with Robert I believe it's Klemko, who asked him about his LGBTQIA affiliations, to which Michael replied, y'all, I have goals. My main goal is to make a team. The rest of everything else doesn't really matter. They asked him specifically about his LGBTQIA issues, or not issues, but affiliations, all that stuff. He pretty much put a lot of the gay shit to the side, where he didn't really want to ask a lot of questions, all that other stuff. So he wonders why the LGBTQIA community kind of abandoned him. Was because he wasn't really with it. Like, he didn't really try to answer a lot of questions when it came to being gay. The only thing that he did was kiss his boyfriend. 6 months later, they broke up. He wasn't that great as a football player. It did not work out for him. You can't lean on being gay and then try to be like, well, that's why they didn't want me. No, they didn't want you because you weren't that good. That's it. You
Ben says he was a good player.
Beckham.
Ben is credible. Ben says he was a good player, got a stack in the preseason, and got cut from the Rams because they were stacked at the position, and other teams didn't pick him. And I think to my friend,
he wasn't no good.
Nate and I talked about this. Nate said he was good, and if he were straight, that they would. Well, let me ask this to Ben. Ben, do you think that his sexuality had something to do with him not being picked up for a team? And Reese, knock it off, said he was down on Dancing with the Stars too. Like, Reese, cut it out. But yeah, Ben, like, can we talk about? And so Ben, you actually find his playing comparable to Colin Kaepernick, his story, because I know Colin Kaepernick was good and had stats. But, you know, it's interesting that, you know, Michael Sam, I just was like, I don't know. So Ben believes that his sexuality did block him from that. And honestly, that's who he needs to be mad at, the NFL, not the LGBT community. The LGBT community, we're not funding the NFL. The NFL is the issue. A lot of people were upset, too, because they felt like, you know, he aligned himself not only with LGBT, but the primary mainstream LGBT that's not very inclusive. He was with them, kind of rocking with those groups. So people weren't really offering him sympathy. But really, I do believe, and I just kind of came to this revelation, Ben was very helpful with this. But at the end of the day, he needs to be mad at the National Football League. That, you know, because I don't know, the LGBT community, where exactly was he going to work? They couldn't find me a job. Like, what skills do we know his skills was not dancing. Reese pointed that out. It wasn't dancing. So what exactly was he going to do?
Let me tell y'all why y'all shouldn't feel sorry for him, right? My very reliable sources tells me that he is represented by the Kepler Speakers, which is a booking agency for professional speakers. Laverne Cox is also one of their clients. Homeboy makes between $50,000 to $200,000 per speaking engagement. So who crying for him again? I mean, obviously he's doing well and speaking the way he couldn't do with football or Dancing with the Stars. So why are we even talking about him being broke when he's making between $50,000 and $200,000 for saying that the LGBTQIA community didn't speak
Use me as a poster boy, then they betrayed me. Yeah, I don't know.
Shut up. Like, we good on feeling sorry for you. We'll wait for somebody else.
Because I sure would like to get that much for a speaking engagement. But yes, we have to give a shout out. And we're switching gears. We're a little bit late with our sponsors. ISO Plus. ISO Plus wig sheen, fabulous, shiny, well-conditioned hair. Even for your synthetic hair goals like Jazz has, ISO Plus works for you. Yeah, I always have to shout out ISO Plus. Still up. But also, speaking of wigs, we got to offer a shout out this week because of our new big brother to the show, Van Jones. Did you hear about this?
No.
Van Jones and your auntie Williams. So Van Jones.
I didn't see that. What happened?
So he's a CNN political commentator. He went on the Wendy Williams show to promote his book, The Redemption Project, and talk about how he's supporting Kim. He is supporting Kim Kardashian becoming a lawyer. I wonder why. But towards the end of the segment, Wendy got personal and started inquiring about his ongoing divorce with his ex-wife, 14 years, Jana Carter. Girl. And then he posted about the split. Apparently, Van did not want to get questioned about it. So when Wendy pointed out, oh, you're still wearing your ring, Van shot back, you got something on your hand too? I ain't talking about that. Wendy had on her huge floral ring in place of her wedding ring. And so the studio audience, they all gasped. And Wendy came with the clap back and said, excuse me, this side of the couch is for the questions. That side is for giving up the information. And she kind of like, of course, she's the professional at best.
He didn't say anything to that?
No, he let her keep going. I mean, he eventually talked about, but also too, Van was kind of at Wendy's mercy because Van is trying to promote a book. So when you're on the book, so I hate to say, I'm not defending Wendy. I definitely think that her asking for privacy is laughable. But when you're coming on the show trying to promote your stuff, you kind of got to play ball.
No, the way to promote your book is about to stir up some controversy, right? Stir up a little controversy, okay? And be like, no, we're gonna talk about your divorce and that new baby that's here. So, Wendy, how do you feel about this new kid?
This is why you will never gonna get on
your
there.
Divorce. How about that? Will
this
we
is
find
why
it in
you
your
will
book,
never.
Wendy?
This is why you will never get invited on there to promote your stuff. And
Listen,
Reese, you know how we feel about your auntie.
I would tear that couch up. I sure would.
We know. That's why
I would put on a show. I sure would. They probably wouldn't air it though, because I would cut the damn fool. I cannot wait to not get invited on Wendy's show.
I love that. But we had to give Van a shout out because we are so tickled by this.
Damn,
story.
I ain't see it, Mika. My bad.
So in other news,
wait a minute, Reese. Yes, we did start with your auntie, but I really wish you would have been here last week because the read that I gave her last week was epic, but you missed it. I'll tag you with
Reese, it was. Reese, Reese, it was bad. She read Wendy she read every wig tag for hairpiece and wig that Wendy ever owned. Jasmyne.
You would have totally hated me.
Yeah, Reese would have not been a friend to the show anymore. We digress. And I love how y'all talking about she deserves it. But Kanye West church services are such a hot topic. Have you seen the videos of these services?
I don't like church, period, and I damn sure ain't here for his church services.
Well, the choir is good. Many people sitting in church because they love the choir. The music sounds phenomenal. Every time they put out a clip, like they were singing Anita Baker Angel in a slow, moody version. So it's so not your regular church. But he was doing this every Sunday. So ironically, it was this past Sunday, Easter in Coachella. Kanye West did a performance. So people were upset because he had this stuff called church merch. He was selling $50 socks and $225 sweatshirts. And you all know, I don't know if you know about Kanye West's fashion choices. His stuff is very understated. It's very tattered.
Understated? I think that's being nice.
Monochrome, monotone.
But he was selling, is what it is.
And I think it was funny that they talked about how he had exorbitant prices. He was selling T-shirts, sweatpants, but the designs were his usual bland and non-distinct designs, and also ill-fitting. They had shirts saying "Jesus is risen." This is the Sunday price of his merch. Holy Spirit, trust God. I mean, and
on a beat-up ass shirt that he got from Chernobyl and radiation holes in it. It looks a mess.
And like you got somebody like even our friend to the show, Danny, who's making her own shirts. You can make these shirts at your house.
Yeah, you can.
Shout out to all of y'all who are not even effing with Beyonce with y'all Beta Delta Kappa shirts that y'all made the minute y'all saw that Coachella performance. Some girl on Etsy, the very next, I think it was like maybe 2 days later, was making them. So, people don't have to pay this much for merch. And some of them were kind of cute.
But I ain't mad at them because y'all go to church and y'all spend up your 10% plus on tithing and shit, knowing you ain't even, your car getting repossessed and somehow you think God gonna deliver you out of it because you get your 10%. Why don't you put that money towards your car note so your car won't get repossessed so you won't be on piss-ass martyr again? Like,
so you believe, so you can't just give your money to Kanye West? Like disciple chic, as Andrea says.
I like that. Disciple chic. We can go with that. I really like that. That sounds cute. But listen, the only way I'm going to care about this is if he does a rendition of from Sister Act, Come and Join the Chorus, the Mighty Mighty Chorus. You remember that? What?
And Jason Weaver must come back and sing it.
What you say?
Jason Weaver must come up and sing it. Because if you want to be somebody and if you want to go somewhere,
you gotta wake up and lick my pussy.
Yes!
There you go. Now that's Sunday church service with Jazz. Who coming to my church? My church will be lit. Who want to come to the We All Going to Hell church? Saint Jasmyne.
Mika.
Would y'all get on y'all knees for Saint
Jamaica? Jamaica, tell her to stop it.
Oh, y'all want to eat the flesh? I give you some flesh now. We're doing the first, second, third, fourth, and sometimes fifth Sundays of the month. Give me your account and round numbers like you do at Creflo Dollar Church.
Well, you know that Lauryn Hill not gonna show up. Keith said he want Lauryn Hill to sing Eyes on the Sparrow. That ain't gonna. The other girl might show up, but Lauryn Hill not gonna show up. Keith said giving out fireball wire instead of. Child, y'all cut it out. Y'all are cutting out. Well, you know, the shirt, and Reese mentioned that they're like R&B songs with these religious kind of undertones, and you know, it is kind of what it is.
What songs could you put in the place of a Christian song? Could you do Jodeci's Fiendin'? You got me fiending, got me.
Well, what are you fiending? What are you fiending for? God's love.
So holy dick. Yeah. You could, like, y'all list songs that you could remix in a godly way, and I will with my angelic voice.
For those of you who think gospel music is going too far, when I tell y'all, when Stop was what messed it up for everybody. Lately, I've been going through some things that's really got me down. Like I'm talking about, it was, I can't explain it. Jesus, your love. But at least he was thinking about Jesus. Like you.
No, they was thinking about when they got threwed up off of Section 8, and they were mad. Lately, I've been going through some stuff that's got me down, like getting a real job.
It gets me high up to the sky.
Now I gotta get a real job and work 40 hours a week like everybody else. Shut your ass up.
Y'all stop.
Yes, that holy dick.
You know what, Keith? We're not finna do this. Beyonce did a nice job of Precious Lord in her white gown. Don't start that. You know, Keith is still upset. We started. Shirley Murdoch wasn't available that night.
Oh Lord. I mean, you could always remix Precious Lamb of God would do it.
I don't want to have this conversation no more because I want to go to the next topic.
What's the next topic? What could be better than talking about songs?
Well, we are still talking about Coachella. So we are, every week we do a citizen's arrest. We have to, we are filing an arrest warrant. We no questions that we are not asking questions. This person is going to jail. Who threw a lemon at Ariana Grande at Coachella?
Which one of you did it?
And it wasn't. And the thing about it is, it was not. The Beehive is saying that they said they are not guilty.
It was definitely somebody from the Beehive. Lawrence, where were you the week of Coachella, or the 2 weekends? Come back. Come back over here. Come here. Because I feel like the person who threw it is a little bit closer than we thought. Lawrence, where were you?
It was Easter.
And what were you doing?
Church.
With who? Kanye?
At
Coachella?
Singing. I did a rendition of Kirk Franklin's Stone.
Arrest McKay!
But no, so all right, so for those of you who haven't seen the video, you can Google Ariana Grande and this lemon. She was straight up performing, and then you see something kind of fall and hit her in the chest. She was like, "Damn, I'm trying to think what y'all throwing lemons at me." They said it was Pete Davidson.
And the rest of her exes, she's.
You know, Janae, that is a good way to talk about the show. Yes, this converted. What was his name? And you know, Janae, the reason why I didn't talk about this anti-gay senator is because so many of them have got caught doing this. Like, they've gotten caught having sex with men. Like, it happens all the time.
My God. What? He got caught kissing a man?
He got caught having sex with a man in his office.
Ain't that how, honestly, isn't that how it goes anyway? The person who is the loudest about being
like,
anti-something, they're the ones that's fucking.
Anti-gay senators resign. It's somebody in November, February. Like, it's all, I mean, it's like who? It's so many of them that have been caught up messing with boys. They go in on it. Like, what was his name? I just came because I know it was one man too. They caught a couple of years ago. He was a known kind of advocate for family, this, that, and the third, and he got caught in a hotel room with the boy that was underage on some like To Catch a Predator type stuff. Somebody did like a Craigslist bust, and the police I think had a body cam on, and they caught him, and he was telling them, "I'm a senator, I'm a senator, I'm a senator."
What do you think?
Oh, it was somebody. Wait a minute. Somebody got filmed kissing a man at Coachella. Child.
Oh, and the plot thickens. Was that Lawrence?
He was kissing me.
Lawrence, you got this man caught up and arrested. He kissed Lawrence at Coachella.
So it's a
while Pete Davidson threw a lemon at Ariana, and Lawrence was kissing another man who was dressed up as the bunny who got into that fight.
So it says former GOP congressman with anti-gay voting record seen kissing a man at Coachella. Representative Aaron Shook was reportedly photographed at a musical festival making out. He was a 37-year-old. He voted against the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He lives now he lives in West Hollywood and was photographed with a group of gay men in California's Coachella Valley. So he's done with it. He lives in West Hollywood now. And he looks good. Like he hangs out with a bunch of muscle gays. Now, yeah, he's living his best life.
I'm so confused.
He resigned from Congress in 2015 after reporting that he misused taxpayer money. You know, I mean, there is a privilege too. Yeah. So he was right at Coachella.
He was out of there. So he just living his real life then.
Yeah. But I think the jarring part is that these people who are voting for these anti-gay laws are all messing with men all the time. Like that's the crazy
voting
part.
Against your own interests. You fool.
But part of it is not their interests. When you have a certain level of privilege, you're not dealing with the military. You're not dealing with these
true.
LGBT laws. So it's either you can vote against that when it doesn't apply to you. I mean, what is he doing now? But he still, that is the issue I think with Michael Sam is that there were some racial undertones in that, and the community that's the hardest part about being a person of color and LGBT is that a lot of the LGBT agenda unfortunately happens to be white. So men who look like this, like these men were shirtless and muscular and white, you kind of have a different playing field than those who a different set of rules, I guess you have to follow, than those who are not. And it's too late to get into it because we ended early tonight.
Well, I was trying to see if who was this? If Stephanie was asking if the bunny got arrested. I did see that they were trying to break up even though he was trying to help break up the fight. Y'all are familiar with this bunny.
That bunny had some hands.
Yeah, that he broke up the fight, and then I saw something where people were posting his previous arrest records, like that had anything to do with anything. Like, but he's black, so of course people are gonna do that to him. It was just
the bunny was black.
Yeah, he was a black guy.
I didn't follow, I just saw the video. I didn't follow the story about the bunny. The bunny was a black man. He's
a black man.
That is a whole trip.
He moved like a Negro bunny. So it's a lot of racism.
Why did he have that bunny suit on? He was working somewhere?
Because he needed that extra money. Because
what did Reese request? Ben said we're gonna know it. What did Reese request?
Reese requested something?
I threw that shit. He said Reese said he threw the lemon at her.
Wait, Reese's remix request. I didn't see it. What did he request?
I don't know. What is
he has a warrant in New Jersey. Yes, make the Negro bunny.
Oh, yes. Y'all, Joe getting deported. Yes, honey.
He is getting deported. Can y'all believe
they are done with him?
And I mean, you mess up, then they send you. But where's he from? Italy.
Italy.
He's going back to Italy. It's crazy because I'm starting to say he has kids over here, but I mean, a lot of these Latino people's kids are still living here, while they asses are shipped back to Mexico. So whatever.
Yeah, they signed a petition to stop the deportation. It's aimed at Donald Trump to keep their dad from being deported to Italy. Italy's not a bad place to go. He was found guilty of nonviolent offenses, served his time complying with guidelines. They fought
and they're gonna
to
send him back
pay
anyway.
every penny they owe. He's at a detention center, and you know they keep you in the detention center. So yeah, so he knows nothing of Italian.
He's not even home. He's still in the detention center.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So he doesn't know. He knows nothing of Italian culture, laws, and societal norms, and he won't be able to secure work in a foreign land. I mean, you know, it could be worse.
I mean, like how the Republicans like y'all
to
say, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Y'all familiar with that in Italy out here. So,
yeah.
you know, make it work, bro.
When the moon hits your eye.
Oh, yeah. So, Reese
how many licks the gospel remix? From Lil' Kim? How many licks does it take till you get to the center of your soul? Your soul.
No, Lawrence. No.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of your soul?
How many licks does it take to get to the center of your soul?
Jasmine, nasties.
How many licks, Lawrence, does it take to get to the center of your soul?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
But my
I
Jesus
actually would not.
Nobody get to my soul but Jesus. Stephanie, please
you hear that
pray.
Silence? Nobody believes you. What you say? Your soul.
Stephanie, pray for us. Anyway, y'all, this has been so much fun. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight to the Rated R Show. Real friends, real talk, real informative, and oh so real.
Let me ask y'all hosts to do this, okay?
Oh.
Share the video, one. Thank you for coming in here, looking at this damn show every week. We know we started out on a bit of a somber note, and the death of our friend Nigel, sending up prayers for him. But what? Put it in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
I knew you would know it. You want to gospelize that?
Put the praises out your mouth. Say the praises out your mouth. If you want to scream and shout, say your praises loud and proud.
Y'all give Lawrence one more song. Somebody please give Lawrence one more song before we end this. Give him one more song, Lawrence.
I am so good at it. Anyway, yeah.
Lawrence, I want you to do I Told the Storm.
What's the song to say?
You don't know the song I Told the Storm?
What song is I sing it?
I ain't about to sing nothing. Well, anyway.
Well, they remixing Nasty Song. Is that a nasty song?
Oh, you got to remix. That's right. You got to remix the Nasty Song. How about Adina Howard?
Which one? Which one?
What's the name of that song? Somebody help me out with Adina Howard. Say it on the damn. I can't even.
I'm trying to think. It's something like you because it's like I can be a.
I
can praise Jesus until the dawn.
And we can whoop.
I'm done. Good night, y'all. Ain't nobody remixing Adina Howard. Go to bed.
Like me, that's
go
right.
watch
Freak
TV.
like me.
Share the video.
Right.
Get it like. We will see y'all here next week, same time. Real friends. Magic stick.
Y'all can stop. Keep coming through.
Y'all cut it out. Freak like me, praise like me, riding dirty. Y'all need to cut it out.
Somebody said magic stick. Yes, Lawrence, do magic stick while we go to commercial break.
What is it? I don't know how to make magic stick clean and gospel related.
Come on, try it out. You got to do magic stick. How it's gonna go, Lawrence?
Cause I'm like, what could be religious about a stick?
The staff that Moses parted the sea with.
Goodbye. Y'all on that note, good night. Y'all are silly and y'all need to be stopped. Go to Kanye West shirt, Miracle Rock. Good night. We'll see y'all next week, crazy people. Bye. Bye, Jazz.
Bye.